Hey, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Chris. We're the hosts of True Believers, a comic book podcast, our weekly show about all things comics.
Welcome to episode 21 of True Believers. It was the first of our 4 holiday episodes, and by popular demand, the first thing we'll be reviewing is Powerpuff Girls' Twas the Fight Before Christmas.
Sugar, spice, everything nice. These were the ingredients chosen to create the most important superheroes of a generation. But creator Craig McCracken accidentally added an extra ingredient to the formula. A can of whoop-ass. The Powerpuff Girls is an animated superhero series centering on 3 kindergarten-aged powerhouses named Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, who spend their days fighting crime and the forces of evil in the city of Townsville, USA. Inspired by the waifish, big-eyed paintings of Margaret Keane and originally titled The Whoopass Girls, the Powerpuff Girls were picked up by Cartoon Network in 1992 and went on to inspire a generation, making its official debut in 1998 and running for 78 episodes until 2005. The Powerpuff Girls went on to spawn a feature film, an anime, a manga, a 70-issue series by DC Comics, 3 original soundtracks, multiple video games, a 2016 reboot starring none of the original cast, and an interesting upcoming live-action series. And also, a Christmas special. There's a new Powerpuff Girl in town, or so she would have you think. Her fiendishly foul plot to trick Santa into turning her into the 4th Powerpuff Girl, and in the process make him believe the Powerpuffs have been very, very naughty.
Ew.
I didn't mean it like that. Sorry. Now Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup must explode into a Yuletide tornado of bad girl thwarting action to put Princess in her place and keep Christmas from disappearing forever.
It was really funny. Very,
I told
very
you to make
naughty.
you laugh. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry, Craig McCracken. I'm sorry, everyone. I didn't mean it like that. I thought it'd be funny to say it that way, but I didn't mean it like that at all.
Oh my god. Sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah, I just ate something, so my tongue still feels weird. I had like an allergic reaction before this, so I'm gonna be kind of quiet this episode. But is that true though? The whoop-ass girls? I didn't know that.
Yes, like instead of chemical eggs, it was supposed to be they knocked in a can of whoop-ass.
I did not know that. That is amazing. Okay, look at us learning today.
It was originally, he sold it as the Whoopass Girls, and Cartoon Network, well, it was Hanna-Barbera, I guess, at the time. They were like, no, we are not, nobody's letting their kid watch a cartoon with ass in the title. So then they became, then Craig McCracken changed it to the Powerpuff Girls. I actually know a lot about the history of the Powerpuff Girls because I love them.
That's really interesting. Girls. How come it took them 6 years? If it was picked up in 1992, but it made its debut in 1998.
Well, he had okay, so the history of it is that he was originally coming up with the character, I think, not El Macho, I think that's a Jorge Gutierrez thing, but it was some kind of wrestler, I think it's El Fuego, and he was like drawing a birthday card or something for his brother, and he was like, you know what would be cool? 3 of these weird big-eyed children. And he originally called them the Whoop-Ass Girls. And I don't remember what the shorts were called. It was like the can of Whoop-Ass shorts or some shit like that. And I'm sorry, this is just inherently funny. So he made a short, and it was really, really popular. And then he made 4 Whoop-Ass Girl shorts that were shown later, I think in like 1994 at a film festival. But he didn't have he sold it in 1992, and they changed it to Powerpuff Girls, and it's just been, hitting the ground running since then.
Oh, so they just kind of like kept it on the backlog for 6 years.
It wasn't really on the backlog. It was in active development. It just didn't premiere because animation takes a long time.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of stuff going on. I think it was animated by a Korean studio, but they had American artists working on it. The fact that I know so much about the Powerpuff Girls is so stupid.
That's really interesting.
Or anything. I love them. They really are the most important superheroes of our generation. Tell me. You know how I always say that Barry Sonnenfeld is the director of the most popular comic book movie ever because he's the director of Men in Black. Craig McCracken is the Barry Sonnenfeld of cartoon superheroes because nobody's eating like him. Nobody has come up with a superhero that's so easily identifiable and so widely known since Siegel and Schuster with Superman.
Huh. Yeah, no, it definitely came out at the right time. It definitely did because it has been hugely popular since 1998. But I don't know. I didn't
And
know that.
superhero cartoons were becoming with good storytelling were becoming a really big thing. Like when we
Yeah.
were little kids, like
Like the
in the early
90s X-Men.
2000s.
Yeah.
That's where you went, not Justice League.
The Justice League. They
Batman
had
Beyond,
Batman, Static
Static,
Shock. Why are we on the same
Superman
page
animated
exactly?
series.
We were saying the exact same things at the exact same time.
Because we're both Earth signs. We're simpatico, bro.
Simpatico. What is that? Oh my god, that's
Please do
from
not sing the
Easy
Bad Teacher
A.
song.
Oh, is it from Bad Teacher? I thought that was Easy A.
Freaking Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake,
Simpatico.
yes. Oh my god. Anyways, so this movie though.
Okay, first of all, the first thing I gotta say is period because when they said it was the fight before Christmas, everything that it was supposed to have given, it gave.
Yeah, I didn't read the plot to this at all, so I kind of just went in blind. And I thought it was going to be Mojo Jojo as the villain, but it wasn't. I was like, it was a nice surprise to not have to beat up the monkey again, you know?
Hey, you act like they ain't got other villains. Don't sleep on them. They got Seducer. They got the Gangrene Gang, Fuzzy Lumpkin. I love that one of their monsters is just straight up a hillbilly. Like he's like a hillbilly monster. That's funny, right? Like
Listen,
to you.
We're from Texas. We know what that is about. We know that those hillbillies are really villains.
It's not the hillbillies who are the villains. It's the city people who think they're hillbillies who are the villains.
Everybody that we went to school with.
Now, Confederate flag belt boy, he's a villain. Comb over kid, the hairstyle was villainous. But other than that, you know.
Anyways, so
the premise of this, if you ever read the Twas the Night Before Christmas, it's given the same thing. We've got some rhymes. We got the narrator, you know, the city of Townsville. Nobody's more excited for Christmas than the people at Pokey Oaks Elementary School. We see the Powerpuff Girls in their element. Miss King getting apples, you know, as she should, teacher of the year. The girls, you know, getting excited for Christmas. Buttercup working on her list 2 days before, which does not surprise anybody. We got Bubbles working on drawings. I think Blossom was in the corner being annoying. And then, of course, Princess Morbucks, who is my personal favorite, personal second favorite Powerpuff Girls villain, coming up and telling the Powerpuff Girls, so what if you guys didn't want me to be a Powerpuff Girl this whole year? Because Santa is going to make sure I'm the fourth Powerpuff Girl for Christmas. And they clowned the shit out of her.
Because they kept calling her naughty and stuff. They were like, bitch, you've done this and this and this and this. You're not going to be on the good list.
And what's so funny about this is that they were naming things that she actually did. Like, yeah. This wasn't a joke. They, like, when they said she gave them a bomb for her birthday, for their birthday, because they all have the same birthday, and just all her villainous acts, they were like, what about when you tried to buy the town and do this, that, and the third? And what about this? And what about when you snitched on our friend after you made her steal? Like, they gathered her up. And the fact that it was like Bubbles who led the charge on saying you're naughty, like she said, Santa has his own list and he checks it twice, and it says who's naughty and who's nice. And bitch, you're naughty. That's not what she said. She said, duh, you're naughty. Like, you're an idiot for even entertaining this.
Yeah, honestly, because they, like I said, it was a whole list of things. Like, it went on for a good minute, you know, of everything that she has done.
And Blossom said, Princess, the only thing you're getting for Christmas is a big fat ass lump of coal in your stocking. And this little girl starts having a BF. If you've ever seen White Chicks, you'll understand. She literally is like, sounding like a car struggling to turn on, upset. And then they leave. I'm sorry for laughing. They leave school for Christmas break. And they're about to walk all out into the snow. And of course, the girls clear the way for everybody because they're nice, sweet girls. And
not me, though. I would have just flown over all the snow. I would have just been like, sorry, y'all.
Nah, I would have melted it because the snow was up high. I'm not putting forth that much effort. Like, I understand that wasn't even selfishness, selflessness. That was just, I need a good solid takeoff. I'm not trying to jolt up and hit the door.
I would never walk if I could fly. Like, I just straight up wouldn't. Like, why would you? Like, why do they? I was sitting there thinking about that in this movie because they were just floating around, and I was like,
Oh,
does
you
there?
know what? They had an episode where they had to walk around the whole episode because of Karens. They have Karens in Townsville. There's this lady, her name is
Damn.
like Sarah Practice or some shit like that. I don't remember exactly what her name was, but she is like a dead ass a Karen. Her and her little Ken husband, Karen and Ken, apparently some of their dumbass kids in Townsville are going around imitating the Powerpuff Girls, like having superpowers. And they came into Professor Utonium's spot and was like threatening to sue him. Like they had a whole list of things the girls weren't allowed to do. Like they weren't allowed to use their powers, and it was literally up until some villains who were going to eat them rolled up into their crib, and the girls were sitting there like, we got to wait for the police to come. And they were like, forget the police, use your powers. And I was like, that's what you get, Karen. I'm glad your little spot is toe up. What you get for that Karen shit. And they really had the nerve to be like, what's condescending to the girls. They're like, oh, you want to use your powers like you little hoodlums? And I was like, you fucking bitch. Who gets mad at some little kids for saving the town?
Yeah, they're literally like 6 years old. Well, actually, they're only like a year old, right? But they were born like at the age of 6, kind of. I don't know, because they were created in a lab.
They were made.
Yeah, so that they're kids. That's the whole point. Like, how do you fuck go? Like, sorry, my mouth is just weird. I can't talk.
That's what Karens do. They see kids having fun, and especially minority kids, which as superheroes they are. They see kids having fun, and they just got to put a stop to it.
That's just, how do you leave kids alone, man? Let kids be kids.
It's that Karen mentality.
I like that. That's even way back in the 90s. They were like Karens.
There have been Karens. There were Karens when I was a little kid. I remember my first brush with like racism was this lady. Me and old girl were walking, and this lady like drove past us so slowly and clicked the locks on her door.
Why?
We were just standing there. Like we were like, which way do we go? And I was like, oh, I think it's that way. And then this literally she drove by so slow. So it's like, so did you want us to know that you were gonna click the lock on us? Like,
doesn't that just make you want to rob her though? Like,
yes, I wanted to throw a brick through her fucking
that just makes me want to do what they are going to accuse me of doing. But
because damn. I'm like, you a Karen, I'm gonna be a Care Bear.
A Care Bear.
It's like, I'm not the same thing. I have superpowers.
Yeah, see, it couldn't be me.
Actually, I want to be a Powerpuff Girl because you lucky I ain't have superpowers. I'd have tipped your car and then I drug you out and started beating your ass like you was Mojo Jojo.
I was gonna say like Grand Theft Auto. Back
on this movie though, so Princess Morbutt spoiled ass. First of all, she walks out of the school dripping. She got on the white mink hat out. Period. She walks to her white limousine. Her white driver opens the door, all white.
Not the white driver. All white.
That's drip.
Oh my god.
Dripping. Drip. And she's like, those horrible Powerpuff Girls. They said that I'm naughty. Can you believe this? And
he does that coughing thing. He's like, yes.
Yes, I can.
So
he rolls up the window on her and she calls on the phone and it's like, you didn't answer my question. And he's like, we're going through a tunnel. And she said, bitch, I'm in a car too.
Oh my god, that one was, the jokes in this movie like were so good. This is a movie for children, presumably. Literally, but it's so good.
For toddlers. But this is such a good, well-written show. It's so funny. Like, I was watching this special. I actually watched a couple of the episodes too, like the one with the Karen lady, and I watched the second one with the Rowdy Rough Boys because it made me laugh.
I love them. Oh, they're one of my favorites.
The fact that they said that they get smaller or they shrink in size when their masculinity is threatened, that shit.
It's so funny. Yeah, the jokes in this show and this movie are so Shrek. Good. Yeah, I know it's made for kids, but fuck them kids. This is for me now.
It's like Shrek. You know how Shrek is like all the jokes are like double
timelessly funny. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, it's something for the kids and the parents because you might not understand compensating for something, but that he said it in a funny way.
Yeah, I didn't know what that joke meant when I was a kid, and then as I was older, I was like,
Oh, you want to hear how stupid your
oh.
best friend is? Because it was only in like 2017 that I got the one of the major jokes in the first Shrek movie. You know, do like is when they're like something. Please keep off of the grass. Shine your shoes. Wipe your face.
face. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it rhymes with ass.
Yeah, I got that one even as a kid. That one's on you. Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
I love that movie is gonna like live on forever too. You know, like it is so timeless because none of the jokes are bad per se.
Yeah, that's
the fourth
what,
movie
like,
was kind of bad, but
listen, I like Shrek Forever After, and anybody who doesn't get kiss my ass. But what I really think that the same kind of timelessness Shrek has, that's what the Powerpuff Girls has. Like Craig McCracken, well, he's also the creator of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. A lot of people don't know that. And he's married to Lauren Faust, so it's like he's iconic just for that.
Good for him. No, I agree that this is going to be one of those ones that is because it's so timeless. Also, these jokes are for everybody.
Like the Powerpuff Girls came out in like the year after I was born. Like that's when it started airing, and literally there's an empire on the back of three little kindergarten girls.
It's just the fact that they're kindergarten aged, and we're like, yeah.
It's the fact that they'll whoop anybody's ass. Like they fight adult villains. Like Princess and the Rowdy Rough Boys are their only kid villains, right? Like they imagine somebody leaving their kindergarten class to go beat the dog shit out of you and put you in jail.
It's also the fact that they have so many different kinds of villains. Like him is an androgynous demon lobster thing. Fucking Mojo Jojo's a monkey. Then you have what are they
the
called?
Gangrene Gang,
the Gangrene Gang.
Boys.
I don't even know what they are.
I don't know, but I know one of them is in that band, the band with the green people.
Yeah. Oh my god! See, this it's so good. It's just so good. Powerpuff Girls.
The
Who thinks of these things?
Are germs.
Yeah, they're like full size adult looking germs. Like what the fuck? Who thought of all this?
Like, you know how they said? Have you seen that meme that said Adele looks like she only fuck on 1940s dudes, like dudes who be like, yeah, see.
Oh my god.
The fact
they do actually... have, yeah, that's how they talk.
Yeah, see.
Oh my god, and they always have like a stick up at the bank or something. First of all, who's robbing Townsville? Because when I'm getting my ass beat by 3 kindergartners, that's just embarrassing.
First of all, after you get your ass beat by 3 kindergartners the first time, that's it. And the fact that I like that Princess is a rude ass little girl. Like honestly, if she was in class with my little brother, I'd have beat the shit out of her and her rich ass daddy. I would be going to jail because there's no way that she is such a bully. I would have to step to her like as adult me and whoop her child ass.
My thing was, how come she's going to a public school? Like she's stupid rich. I was like, what is she doing here?
That's what I said last night. I was like, why is this little girl here?
Yeah, she showed up in a limo to the public school. I was like, bitch, that's just wrong. That's so wrong.
It might just be the only school in town though, because Townsville seems like it's small, big. You know what I'm saying?
It seems like the town that we live in now. You know, like it's pretty small. You know, it is. Anyways, so yeah, she goes around her entire mansion asking all of her servants and shit. Like this bitch has servants and she's 6. I was
she's like, am I naughty? And then here's the thing that was so funny. She went into a room and that was like filled with her old Christmas presents. And now why was this room like filled to the top with coal? She opened the door and it did that thing where it was like an avalanche of coal.
And this avalanche was for like a comically long time. Like I was like, holy shit.
You know, in movies where or like cartoons where somebody goes through a metal detector and they take out a weapon and then they go through again and the next thing you know they got a pile of weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was the length of time because I'm sitting there watching
so long. And it was so ridiculous. It just makes you laugh because it was like, why?
And then Princess be having these tantrums that sound like a car started. She's shaking. She'd be like, She was so fucking mad. It was so funny. And so then she hatches the plot. She's gonna go to the North Pole and she's like, I'm getting on this motherfucking naughty list tonight. She's pissed. And she literally gets flown in by a plane and then
her own private jet, first of all, in her backyard.
She parachutes. herself down, and then she sneaks into the North Pole. The thing that was crazy about this that made me laugh so hard, you know what she did? She read the entire nice list. Her dumb ass. Don't you think something like that would be alphabetized?
I mean, it wasn't it? Oh yeah, but yeah, she read the whole thing and it was alphabetized. It's like, why didn't you
And
just go to the P's?
the part that was so funny is that like literally every kid in the world was on it except for her.
It was her. The naughty list was a sticky note with her name on Santa's computer. I was like, damn.
And
The part
she
that was funny
changed.
though, that was because this is another like ridiculously comical thing. Like the way that she was just crawling through Santa's workshop. You know, she's on the roof with these sticky things. I was like, everybody can see this. Nobody's looking up. Like it is so ridiculous. And it
The
was so
funniest part
funny.
of
It
it
made
is
me
that she
laugh.
was doing the whole Mission Impossible. Like she is literally Tom Cruising up through this
Yes.
bitch.
And it was so comic. It's like you would have gotten caught if anybody did. I mean, I know it's a cartoon, but still, it was so funny. It made me laugh how funny that was.
And the fact that Princess is an effective supervillain, like she effectively battles the Powerpuff Girls, and her power is money. She's like evil Batman.
Evil
She's
Batman.
really smart. Like she's a really smart kid too. She's just an asshole. I hate to call a kid an asshole, but she's an asshole.
She is an
She
asshole.
gave them a bomb for their birthday. I'm not
That's
over
funny as
that.
fuck. That's funny.
It is. It's like Codename Kids Next Door when the Delightful Children. Remember when they used to make everybody come to their birthday parties so that they could eat the cake in front of them?
It reminds me of that meme about like the computer writes a script for Batman or whatever, you know, and then it's like Joker gives Batman an expired coupon for dead parents for as a gift. That's what that reminds me of.
Oh yeah, he's sometimes a bat, always an orphan.
Sometimes the battle. That was good. That meme is really funny. Everybody should look that up. I have it on Twitter.
Anyways, so they wake up, the girls wake up on Christmas morning. Well, Bubbles wakes up and she's excited. She's like, I'm gonna go take a little peek. So she goes and looks, and there are no presents under the tree. But you know what's in that stocking?
Cole.
Coal. And then so she looks
Ugh.
in Blossom and Buttercup stockings, and then guess what's in there?
Just more coal.
Coal. So then Bubble starts using her supervision. Like she goes outside, she uses her supervision, and she's looking through everything. And every kid has coal. So she starts waking up her sisters, and she's like, "Oh my god, girl, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Everybody's got coal." And then her sisters, I always forget that the other Powerpuff Girls are assholes too.
Yeah, I always kind of
They're all
forget that
kind of
Blossom.
assholes.
Yeah, Blossom's a piece of shit. Like in the
Blossom is
nicest
so
way.
condescending.
Yeah, but she sucks.
Like Buttercup is just rude.
I know that was this next part was like one of the best ongoing jokes.
Because it lasted for so the genius of this show is that they managed to have these like funny sequences that go on for a comically long amount of time, and it doesn't feel like the time is wasted, and it doesn't feel like it's dragging, because they literally have a whole ass argument where Buttercup is like, of course you got coal in your stocking because you like to go through people's stuff, and then Blossom is like, yeah, Bubbles, you really shouldn't be going through people's stuff, like, oh, no wonder you got coal. And then she's like, no, you guys have coal too. And then she's like, they immediately dismiss this, and they're like, yeah, and I went, like, she tells the whole story like 3 times. And when I tell you, they cherry picked exactly what they wanted to hear. And they're like, she's like, I looked through everybody else's stocking too. Everybody had coal. And she's like, they're like, she's like, you went through, I can't believe you're really going through people's stockings. Like, no wonder you have coal. And she's like, literally, Bubbles gets so mad. And she's like, bitch, are you fucking serious? Like, she's literally sitting there about to have like a full on aneurysm, because she's telling them, not only do I have coal, you have coal, both of you.
They just keep saying
in Townsville has coal. I use my powers to look through the stockings. I didn't go through. She literally says these things so many times, and she's like, everyone has coal.
I know this joke went on for so long, and it was so good because it just kept coming back, and it was so funny to me.
And then when they finally got it, they were like, "What do you mean we have coal?" And she's like, "That's what I was trying to tell you."
That's about when she had an aneurysm. You could just see like her face getting red. You know what I mean? And it's so good.
If this was an older cartoons theme, would have came out of her ears.
Yes. It's genius. The way that they did like set all this up is so like, it's for kids. Why did y'all put so much work into this? It's so good.
Like, and it's so finally they're like, you know what, maybe we just got to go talk to Santa. And like I forget that Santa is real in other cartoons. And at this point, because I was so busy laughing at that, I forgot that Santa was real again. And that was the whole setup of the show. And I was like, y'all just gonna go to Santa. And I was like, well, they do have superpowers. So they get outside and who's waiting on them at the door?
That stupid little bitch princess. Princess Morbucks.
You can't call a kid a bitch.
She is a
Although
bitch.
if
Fuck
you
that
were
broad.
gonna call one, it would be her anyway. I knocked the shit out this bitch. Like I said, if this bitch has powers, like she woke up on Christmas Day with superpowers because she was the only nice kid in the world. She had the nerve to tell them her entire plan. And then she's like, and now I'm gonna go to the North Pole and I'm gonna tell Santa, oh my God, Santa, these girls, they're coming to kill you or some shit, not kill you, but like coming to beat you up because they're upset that they got coal. And who's he gonna believe? The only nice kid or, three of the bad apples? This is what pissed me off though, because Princess is an effective villain for them with like her technology and everything, right? But she just got powers today. Why are y'all who use these powers every single day not on her ass? Because there's three of y'all.
That's what pissed me off too. It's like, why was she was flying faster than them? I was like, this bitch learned how to fly like 2 minutes ago. What do you mean?
The only thing that I could think of, honestly, is that they're not used to fighting people with comparable powers, even though they do fight other people with superpowers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, she had the same powers as them. That they don't fight each other. Those are the only three people with those powers. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess so much shit happens in Townsville. They don't spar. Like me, when I tell you we would be sparring every day, I'd be like, we got to get these powers together because I'm using mine for evil. But me and them were different people.
Yeah, I would have been Princess on this one too. They have
Princess.
They have
Mojo Jojo.
That monkey just wants money. I respect him.
And his father's love.
Yeah, you don't always get those things.
Damn, not you dragging our tragic backstory into our podcast.
Into our happy first Christmas episode
ever.
What was I? So okay, yeah. First of all, these girls are way too powerful just to be kindergarteners.
That's the one thing that I'm really interested in. Like, I'm not interested in a live action Powerpuff Girls, but I would like to see how their powers grew as they got older. Like if they were willing to give the Powerpuff Girls show a budget and, a good, script and good wardrobe, because I was mad when I saw the leaked set footage and they was dressed like some big ass kids. That pissed me off.
It literally looked like, what is it called in like Japan? Like a schoolgirl,
Yeah. They were dressed. I was like, why are y'all dressed like that? They were literally dressed like the Powerpuff Girls. Like they had on Mary Janes and tights and dresses. But like they're children with a single dad who's a scientist. It's not surprising that they all dress like that. That's what Professor Utonium said. He said, look, you green, you pink, you blue. Boom, bam, boom. You know what I'm saying? We on a budget.
Yeah. I mean, he's a single dad who works too hard with 3 kids who have superpowers. You know what I mean? Like,
he loves his kids and never stops with his gentle hands.
And does.
I mean, with their balled up hands and their hearts of a fighter.
They have the hands of a fighter.
They don't even have hands. That's how good they are at fighting. They got that action.
They got the nubs of a fighter.
Yeah.
That's right. It's just fist all the time. So anyways, they're fighting all the way to the North Pole. This fight lasts so long too. It's another one of these comically long time jokes. Like it is, the whole thing is so funny.
It really does show that Princess is a good villain for them because she is a really smart kid. She's just an asshole because she baits them. She gets them to like fly against each other, like because they're not used to fighting somebody with comparable powers. It does make sense that she was able to get one over on them. But it's like as the fight went on, I was like, I need y'all to regroup. Y'all are experienced crime fighters now. She even manages to go Buttercup into kicking her further forward.
Right. And fucking the first one that goes down is Bubbles, and then fucking Blossom is like, she'll catch up, let's keep going. I was like, damn, bro, you can't just leave her. Like, first of all, she's the fighter. Like, how are you just gonna leave her behind? You know what I mean? Exactly,
because you know what, I don't know why they say that Buttercup in the song is the toughest fighter, because Bubbles is the one who got that action. Bubbles will beat your ass anytime, any place.
Yeah, Buttercup's just an asshole. That's it. Bubbles is about the action. She don't have to say anything first. That's the thing.
Actually, it's not that Buttercup is an asshole. It's just that she's the most confrontational one.
That's a good
Bubbles,
way to say it.
she'll
Yeah.
be quiet. She'll just drop in your house and whoop your ass. That's what it is.
That's what it is. When she
We
says
don't
on
need
site,
no talking. We about action.
yeah, she is on site. 100%.
I respect that. She is like Kim Possible and Shigo. You know, whenever they met eyes, it was kung fu kicking.
100%. Like, oh, I love Kim Possible and Chico. It's so funny too because it is exactly like that. There's just no words. It's just straight fist.
It's like,
We should do a Kim Possible
and for them to
episode.
have all that, we should have done the Kim. We should have put the Kim Possible Christmas episode. You know, where she sings for the first time. We should have put that in the drawing.
We have 3 more weeks. If anybody wants us to do Kim Possible, please vote for that because I want to do Kim Possible now. So,
except I will have to warn you guys that you will be treated to a little concert in the middle because we will both be feeling it. We're gonna warm up these voices with some tea.
I will make sure not to eat whatever I ate that made my tongue swell up really big.
We're at the part where they get to the North Pole. Actually. They get to the North Pole, and when I tell you these girls are tussling in the middle of Santa's crib, and Santa comes out, he's like, "What the fuck?"
They turned into it. What is that? An atom? Like, what was that? I don't even. Yeah, I don't understand that.
They like turned into it. That's the best way to describe it. They like turned into an atom because all 4 of them were tussling in like a cyclone. That was a good old fashioned tussle. And Santa was like, "What the hell are y'all doing?" And he was like, "Listen, I'm tired. I'm depressed because this is the only time all these kids were rotten and horrible. I've never experienced this before. This sucks." And then the girls are like, Santa, something's wrong. And he was like, "I don't need to hear from y'all sinners."
From y'all sinners? First of all, Santa was so ugly. I didn't realize that Santa was going to be that ugly, and that took me by surprise. Cute little
face. He looked scary, but I liked his mouth.
Scary, yeah.
It wasn't like the Teen Titans Go Santa, where I was like, damn.
No, this one
Santa and Megan.
He looked rough. First of all, like rough.
He looked busted.
I mean, he just had a bad night. I get it. You know, sometimes it happens, but damn. Also, I like the way that they drew his belly for some reason. I thought it was really funny. I don't know what it was about it. I just thought it was fucking hilarious. But that's irrelevant. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, they're all fighting. I still don't understand the atom thing. Like, what was that?
I don't know. That was just them all flying in super speed. You know, I get it. They was about that action. Santa breaks them all apart. And then Princess, of course, starts lying like liars do. And then they're like, Santa, come on. Obviously, she changed the list so that she would be the only one who was nice and everybody else would be naughty. And so they start arguing. And I don't remember how this gets resolved, but eventually Santa kind of starts being on their side.
He recognizes Princess Morbucks and he's like, you know what? You are an asshole. I know who you are. And I was like,
wait, oh no, it's because he recognizes the Powerpuff Girls. And he's like, wait, that's what it was. How are you girls naughty? Yeah. Because you guys do this and you do this and this. And then like, we know, Santa, that's what we've been trying to tell you. And literally, I looked up exactly what Princess says, where Santa is like, okay, I'm gonna fix your ass. But I should be a Powerpuff Girl. Me, not them. Me. My daddy says I'm better. My daddy says I'm the best. And if you're too much of a fathead to see that, I'll tell my daddy. And he'll come here and build a parking lot over this cheap little arts and crafts popsicle stand of yours. And meanwhile, she's tearing up the workshop. Got it? So you better give me whatever I want for Christmas, because my daddy says I get whatever I want whenever I want it. And if that means all of those lousy, worthless, second-rate, bargain basement brats in the world don't get anything for Christmas, then that's just the way it's gonna have to be. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, Santa Claus. And Santa is literally like, because this is a kindergartner, right? So first of all, Santa is probably like me. He don't like rude kids anyway. But if you can call me, first of all, I'm stuck on fathead. And then bargain basement brat is the alliteration for me.
We didn't even mention it, but she has the best insults in this entire fucking movie. Like,
in the entire show, because Princess be on everybody's ass.
She called somebody rude. An ingrate. I was like, whoa, holy shit. Her insults this entire movie.
And Santa's sitting there, when I tell you mouth open, it's like, he's like, and then it's like, there's so much comic silence where Princess is sitting there like smirking. She's sitting there like, and that's what it is. And Santa is literally like, he is flabbergasted. He is dumbstruck. It's like probably like 15, 20 seconds of just quiet, and she's sitting there looking smug. And then Santa, when I tell you Santa is like, I'm about to fix your ass. Santa gets that post-it note, rip it up. I'm done. And he's just like, you know what? Decide who's naughty, who's nice. You know why? Because I'm motherfucking Santa Claus. And then he's like, ooh, ooh. He looked like he was about to whoop her ass. Truly. And he's like, you know what? And then what does he do, Andrew?
He puts her on the permanently bad list, which honestly, if you go on the permanently bad list, you have to do some fucked up shit. Like, how are you going to call Santa a fatty fathead? You know what I mean? Who I wanted to read who else was on the list, but I didn't.
Wait, I actually like looked it up because it was these are references. Because I looked and I noticed that the first name was Billy McCracken, and I was like, the creator of this is Craig McCracken. So I looked it up and I was like, does Craig McCracken have a brother? And he does. His brother's, well, I knew he had a brother, but his brother's name is Phil. So I was like, that's curious. And then I looked up the episode to see if I could see the names. And it was Billy McCracken, Ryan Faust, Adolf Schickelgruber.
Oh my God, no.
Stephen Fonte. Now, I'm about to give you the skinny. Okay, so.
Oh, please. I'm so excited for this.
So Lauren Faust, I don't remember what the other man's name, Mr. Fonte. He's the Mr. Fonte is a storyboard artist, and Lauren Faust and Craig McCracken, they're who they are. They worked on the Powerpuff Girls. Craig McCracken is a creator. Lauren Faust is a writer. She actually co-directed this. And she's the creator of a bunch of stuff like DC Superhero Girls, Super Best Friends Forever, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Yeah. And lucky for Craig McCracken, this absolute legend is his wife.
Yeah. So how does she end up on the permanently bad list?
It was just a reference to them. And then Adolf Schickelgruber, this was the one. You're not ready for the shit I'm about to say. Apparently, Adolf Schickelgruber. You know how I told you there was that really annoying, like half black Republican guy, Christian Walker, who was acting an ass on TikTok during the whole election. And I was like, that would have been my name if my dad hadn't been adopted and his last name was changed.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Adolf Schickelgruber would have been Hitler's name if his father hadn't changed his last name to Hitler years before Hitler was born. Adolf Schickelgruber on the permanent naughty list is goddamn Hitler.
I had a feeling, but I didn't know that. Oh my God. Why is Hitler, like, every time you hear about Hitler, it's always something new. Like, he's been dead for so long. How does he keep having new things?
Me and Francesca were talking about Hitler yesterday.
God, I fucking hate Hitler. He deserves the permanently bad list, obviously. But to be up there with Hitler.
I hope he's getting butthole spiders in hell.
That's the thing. She called this man a fatty fathead and ended on the same list as Hitler.
A fat-headed fathead.
Either way.
So
you have to piss this man off to put you on the list with fucking Hitler.
The fact that you're below Hitler on the list. That's what's funny.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's bad. I'm surprised like him isn't on the list. Like the villain him, the
him's
lobster.
A demon, so I don't think his infernal majesty was getting Christmas presents.
Is he really a demon? Like it's obviously a demon.
As the devil. So I don't know.
It's a devil?
Yeah, his name is His Infernal Majesty, the King of Darkness.
Oh, he's just a demon.
His Infernal Majesty, the evilest of evils, the cruelest of cruel, King of Darkness, and the devil.
Him fucking sucks. That's my favorite villain.
Apparently, according to his voice actor, if one is to utter his name, they explode. Ooh,
holy shit. I did not know that. First of all, if y'all haven't heard this man's voice, it is insanely creepy. Like he had no business being in this show for children. It's
so slow, but so high. And it is so destined to put you on edge. And
and there's so much reverb in the way that he talks. Oh, it's scary. Like it's legitimately, I'm 26 now and it's still scary.
It's like I'm not afraid, but you know what? I am gonna clench when I'll be like, ooh, oh, it's just a cartoon.
That's absolutely why they don't need a live action Powerpuff Girl. Imagine that thing in live action. Fuck that.
TBH, if I would love to do, whatever actor they get, I would like to add to the voice. Like that would be my dream acting role. I'd be like, hello, Powerpuff Girls. Like, I think for a live action him, they should do the thing where they layer different voices on top for that. Like, how when they'll have like God or the devil and stuff, and it'll be like 7 different voices layered together.
like Magnus Archives. If y'all haven't heard that podcast, you definitely
Yeah.
should. But what's his name? You know that, you know who I'm talking about. That really
Yeah, I know what you're
terrifying
talking
one.
about.
Oh God.
You
Yeah,
got
that's
all of them. The doll lady is the most terrifying one. Nicola,
mhm.
she scared me when the archivist hid under his bed or whatever, and she like was like, doop doop doop.
Oh my
What
God.
is
Yeah, yeah, I know who. Yeah.
I
So
was
y'all
like,
should
nah,
shout out to Magnus Archives. Y'all are great. No, that voice
hire
would be
me.
perfect. Yeah, hire me, please. Uh, no, that voice would be perfect for him in live action.
Yeah, no. So
Whatever
I
they
would like to
did.
contribute to that. I'd be
Whew.
like, I do the low one, the low high voice. Hello, Powerpuff Girls. How are you doing? It's just me.
What if they got somebody like really funny, like Ryan Reynolds, to do the voice? That would just kind of kill the whole thing, you know?
No, you know who would be funny if they got friggin' Jennifer Lewis to do it? Because you know how she.
You know what would be really funny? Like, unironically, it would be Donald Trump. His voice is so
Listen,
terrible.
him's not
So
that evil.
shit. At least we don't explode when we say his name. What if his name was actually like Adolf Schickelberg and they changed it to Donald Trump?
Well, you know, actually, Donald Trump. I won't get into that.
Yeah,
but
let's not get too political here. Anyways, so the movie, they're on the bad list. She's on the permanently bad list, and this
and
little
then
bitch.
she's like, I'm gonna tell my daddy on you. She said, you can't do that. I'm telling my daddy. And she literally breaks Santa's house some more. She flies through the wall.
And they all sat there looking at her completely just dumbfounded about what happened. Like they stared at her for so long.
And then Santa is like, wait, hold on. Santa says, boop. He touches his finger to his nose. And then she bagging her clothes, her regular street clothes. She goes a little bit further and just like falls. And Santa is like,
Period. Okay, the comedic timing in this movie, I cannot stress how good this timing is. It is so funny. Like, oh my God. I was like, they just killed that little girl because she's flying high up in the air, just falls. So I was like, damn.
And then Buttercup is like, I wrote this down because this is so funny. He said, wow, Santa, I didn't know you could give people superpowers for Christmas. And Santa he's like, nobody ever asked.
No, I'm about to
So Santa, I hope you know what I'm expecting for Christmas. It doesn't matter the power. I've seen Misfits. I can make it work.
That's what I'm saying. I'm about to go write a Christmas list. I've never wrote a Christmas list before, I don't think. I'm about to start.
Egregiously long ones, like to the point where mom was like, you have been smoking crack.
Oh my God. What if we really write like, okay, we'll get back to that in a second after the podcast.
You want to write letters to Santa? Because low-key, I do too.
Dude, yeah, I'm really feeling it. You know how much paper I have right here? We can write whatever we want. Like, the world is our oyster right now. I don't even care what power you give me. Like, I could totally take advantage of anything.
Listen, I got the plan. I just need the platform. Because first of all, if I get some superpowers, like we talk about loving all this superheroics. I love the Powerpuff Girls. I love Superman. I love this, that, and that. That's not who I am. I'm turning into a villain. It don't matter. It don't matter the power. I got the plan. I just need the platform.
You know what would be a really cool power is Sue Storm. Okay, I watched the Fantastic Four 2015 movie and it's fucking terrible.
I still can't believe that out of all of the actual comic books we had, that our first winner was literally the Powerpuff Girls.
No.
It's a testament to their popularity because
really
everybody goes up for these three girls. We love them.
Yeah, also thanks everyone for voting. We appreciate that. But yeah, Powerpuff Girls. I didn't see it coming. I really didn't, because everything else was, comic book related, and then Powerpuff Girls won. And I was like, okay, cool. Anyways, so the movie ends with, how does it end?
So just like in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa is like, okay, I gotta do a last minute. I'm Santa, I got this. So he goes out, and of course everything is fucking busted up from their little tussle with Princess earlier. And Santa's like, shit, oh shit, we're not having Christmas this year. And then he's like, girls, with your powers, can you fly around the world and make sure every kid has some presents? And they're like, Santa, say less, we got this. So the girls work tirelessly through the night while the narrator rhymes in the background. And they make it to every kid's house. They make sure all the good little boys and girls get presents. And I'm sure they made sure Princess got a fat ass lump of coal in her stocking. as they should. And so they're so tired that they get into bed in the wrong places. That was one of the funniest things that I noticed, that they were kind of mixed up.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they usually sleep, like Blossom sleeps in the pink space, Buttercup sleeps in the green one, Bubble sleeps in the blue, but they were mixed up. I don't remember who was sleeping where, but I noticed they weren't in their spots.
I didn't notice.
That's
like, funny.
Those poor little things. They were so tired.
Those poor
They're only
things.
like 6. They're only like 6. That was a lot of excitement for them. They ain't had their nap. They're in kindergarten.
Right. Yeah. And they just work through the night.
Yeah. Like they've been going hard since like
midnight. Yeah. They just beat that bitch's ass, flew all the way to the North Pole.
And they had to fly all the way to the North Pole, beat Princess Morbuck's ass, convince Santa that they weren't bad, and then fly around with all the presents.
All the presents Santa, for everybody in the world.
Can't we just fix the sleigh and corral the reindeer?
That's what I'm saying.
That would have been my first move. Maybe I'm just wrong.
Listen, Santa has so much magic. Like, why weren't you helping? That you could have done something. I know you could have done something, but he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna send these 6-year-olds."
Exactly.
Like, okay.
So they wake up. The professor wakes them up on Christmas morning, and they're like, "Professor." Man.
I love how excited the professor was. The professor is super excited this entire movie for Christmas Day. I was like, period. I love it.
Professor is one of my favorite parents in not comic books, in cartoons, because he's attentive, he's sweet. The girls do normal kid chores. Usually when there's like a dad and stuff, the kids like they run the house, but the professor he loves his kids. Yeah, he
accidentally created.
He created them very much on purpose.
Yeah, accidentally gave him powers, I guess is what I mean. But yeah, he's such a good parent. Like throughout the entire series.
And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna stick beside him.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
That's
the way Rachel said it, it gets me. I'm gonna stick beside him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, this movie was so good. Like it was so good.
It wasn't the movie. I don't want you guys to get confused and look for the Powerpuff Girls movie, and you'll see the origin story of why they beat the shit out of Mojo Jojo every day. This is the special. Yeah. They have 2 specials: Twas the Fight Before Christmas and something else, but it's really good.
Also controversial statement, but if we would have changed the music on like what the narrator was saying, that would have like slapped really hard. You know what I mean? Those would have been jams. Every single one of them, because these rhymes were good. Like they put so much work into just these fucking rhymes. I was like, damn, okay.
The writing of the show is excellent, and I really like. I've never known who the narrator was, I'm not interested in knowing, because it's like a little bit of mystery for me. But the narrator does such an excellent job, like maintaining the tone of the show, even through like the movie Christmas episode, like, and just on a daily basis. So they really deserve a lot of credit.
I agree strongly on that. They put so much work into this show, and it shows. Like you can just see how much work goes into this. It's so good. And the show, like the entire show is like this. It's consistent for however many years it was on. I don't know. Had like 8.
I don't know, but they had like 6 seasons. So they was out here doing the damn thing. Good so we're saluting the holidays, saluting the Powerpuff Girls. And I guess that's all for this week's episode of True Believers.
So thank you for all of your support, and if you want to be a part of the holiday special selection process, please be sure to vote in our Twitter poll that's wrapping up every Friday. And so throw your suggestions in on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll see you next Wednesday the 15th for another one of the winners.
We're available on all major streaming platforms. And if you really like the show, please leave us a review and continue sharing with your friends. We really appreciate it. It really helps us. And as always, if you want to leave a suggestion on what we read or watch, you can find and DM us on social media. You can email us, leave a voicemail at 650-761-2629, or join our Discord. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
So far away, Merry Christmas.